Welcome back guys, Jai Shri Ram. So today in the today's video we will talk about what is FVG and OB. So the abbreviation of FVG is fair value gap and OB is order block. So what is FVG and what is OB? Okay, so the gap between three consecutive candles. Okay, the gap between the first and the third candle in our three consecutive candles is called FVG. This might seem confusing. Let us hop on to the charts and I'll show you what is FVG. So we have this price action. So one, two, three candles. So there is a gap, right? There's a gap between the first and the third candle. So this is our first candle in the trend. First one, second one, and third one. So all the three candles are bearish candles. So there is a gap between the opening or the high of the third candle to the low or the opening of the first candle. So this gap is called as FVG. Okay, so if we are going to mark FVGs, there will be a lot of FVGs in the chart. So I'm going to mark at least right now 5 or 10 FVGs in this current session. So this is the first one that I found out, and we have a series of three candles, one green candle, one red candle, and the third red candle. So between these 1, 2, 3 candles, there is a gap between the first and the third candle. So this is also called as FVG. Okay, so we have marked the second FVG of the session, and now let us go. We have one candle, we have second candle, we have third candle. There is a gap between the opening, but you see this wick has already come up and has gone down. So there is actually no gap between the first and the third candle. So this is not an FVG. But if you consider the next three candles, that is the first red, the second red, and the third green, we can see here that we have a gap here. We have a gap between the first candle and the third candle. So this is also a FVG. Okay, so now in this price action, we have the first green candle, second green candle, and the third indecisive red candle. Okay, so we have a gap between the first candle and the third candle. Okay, this is also FVG, right? So we have marked our fourth FVG of the session, and let me like scroll back. Okay, I do see some FVG here. I have a first green candle, second red candle, third red candle. This can be one FVG, and in the same pattern or in the same consecutive candles, we have first red, second red, and third red candle. So this can also be a potential FVG. Okay, viewers, you might be having some question. There is one FVG here and there is one more FVG here. How come we have so many FVGs, and how is it going to make sense to us? That I'm going to explain in the next video, but this is what FVG is. Okay, the gap between the first candle and the third candle, and these three candles have to be consecutive. Okay, so the gap between the first and the third candle is called the fair value gap. Okay, I hope this is clear for everyone. And what is order block? Okay, the order block is simply the first candle in the three consecutive candles. Okay, in our example, the OB for our first FVG will be the first candle. Okay, we have to mark the entire candle including our wicks and the body. So for the first, this small fair value gap that I marked, our first candle is the green candle. Okay, so this a gray rectangle that I have drawn is our OB. Okay, and the purple rectangle that I have drawn is our fair value gap number 1. So for the second FVG in the same price action, the OB will be the first candle. Yes, your guess is right, the entire red candle. And surprisingly, the indecisive green candle and the red candle is of the same magnitude. So this OB, whatever I have marked already, stands good for the first FVG and second FVG, right? Okay, so let us go on to some more FVGs that we have drawn. So now I told you the first candle in the three consecutive candles is called the OB. So the first candle is this. Okay, this is our OB. So we have OB. Okay, for this, the first candle is this green indecisive candle. Okay, so we are drawing this as the OB. The first candle is the big red candle here, so this is our OB. Okay, we have our first candle is in this three consecutive candles, the first candle is green and the entire range is our OB. So this is our OB, right? So yeah, I think it's pretty clear right now for all of you that what is FVG and what is OB. So to summarize, FVG is the gap between the first and the third candle in the series in a pattern of three consecutive candles, and the OB is just the entire range of the first candle. Okay, so how can this be important in our in having a winning strategy? I'm going to explain to you guys in the next video. Stay tuned. Jai Shri Ram.